There's a link between mental health and financial health. And right now, with the rising cost of living, so many Central Texans are feeling the stress. Joining us live to talk about this is Nathan Ford from Vital Retirement Planners. Nathan, thank you so much for joining us. It's nice to see you again.
Well, it's good to see you too. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, Nathan. Let's get right to it. So how closely are mental and financial health linked?
Well, you really can't separate the two as hard as you try. And I know with the rising costs and inflation and negative market performance, there's a lot to be stressed about. There's a lot of anxiety out there. Profound study came out of Bankrate showing that 40% of adults say that money is negatively impacting their mental health. And I know something about this. I was about 10 years old when I watched my own mother, one of the most difficult things I've seen, I watched my own mother have a stress-induced seizure. We're in the process of losing our house for the second time. So this is a real thing.
I'm sorry to hear that, Nathan. That sounds terrible. So what financial areas contribute to poor mental health? And better yet, how can we better cope?
Well, on my weekly radio show, we talk about the 3 C's of financial planning. That's clarity, control, and confidence. So what I would suggest is getting these 3 C's in at least 3 areas. The first would be your debt. There's almost nothing more overwhelming potentially than your debts. So you want to know, what are your balances? What interest rates are you paying? What are your payments? And then start getting control. Maybe you can negotiate your debts. You may be able to consolidate them. You can use strategic payoff methods like the Avalanche strategy or Snowball strategy. The second is with your spending. Know your cash in and your cash out. Live within your means. If you don't, it's going to be a really rough road for you. And you have to make sure you know how to eliminate bad spending habits, and getting the clarity will help you do that. And if you need help, there's a spending worksheet on my website at retireaustin.com. The third is make sure you're saving and investing. There was a really scary statistic I saw, again, another study through Bankrate showing that more than 1/2 of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency. We've got to have our emergency funds in place, and we've got to be saving for the future, and your 401ks, your IRAs, you need to be invested in stocks. But I will say this, the best way to eliminate the fear associated with your finances is to have knowledge, get that clarity, and then have a plan. That's the control. Have a financial plan and get professional help. Find help from someone who's experienced, who's been around this block many times and can steer you in the right direction and help you through the nuances of all these issues.
That's great advice, Nathan. Can we backtrack a little bit? And you talked about tackling debt into 2 popular methods. Can you further elaborate on the Avalanche method and the Snowball method? What's the difference?
Sure. Yeah. So the Avalanche method would be that you're going to attack the debts that have the highest interest rates. You're going to focus all of your overpayments on those debts. The Snowball method is you're going to focus first on your lowest balances, your smallest balances, the debts you can pay off the soonest. You're going to put all of your overpayments into those areas. And once you have those smaller debts paid off, you take those payments along with those overpayments and you apply them to the next largest or the next smallest debt that you have.
Hey, Nathan, really quickly, which one is better, Avalanche or Snowball?
It really depends. I wish there was a better answer, but it really does depend on the whole context of your financial situation and your debts, the types of debts they are. There are fairly low interest rates in some debts, and some, debt isn't a bad thing altogether. There are some that are okay to hold on to, but one type of debt I really don't like is debts that are not collateralized, like credit card debts, where at least with an automobile loan, you can sell a car and pay that debt off. With a house, you can sell the house, pay the debt off. Credit cards are another story. You just don't have that kind of collateral to work with.